Hey everybody, Aaliyah here. Another day, we're going to talk about 3 fresh law of attraction techniques today. All 3 are very different, totally different topics, and I'm going to tell you a personal story along with each of the topics. So let's dive into the first process, the first tip. Of course, I'm going to kick you off with an Abraham Hicks quote and dive deeper and actually talk about how to do it. So the first tip is tell the story you want to live. Now, you actually hear this over and over again. This is not the fresh part, but I'm going to break it down for you in 3 steps so you can actually get to it in a fresh new way. So here's the quote. It is natural that by knowing what you do not want, you are able to clarify what you do want. And there's nothing wrong with identifying a problem before beginning to look for a solution. But many people over time become problem-oriented rather than solution-oriented. And in their examination and explanation of the problem, they continue the perpetuation of the problem. That which is like itself unto itself is drawn. So tell the story you want to live, and you will eventually live it. Yes, right? So this is what we're talking about here. We need to tell the story of what we do want, not the story of what is. So last summer when I went to the live Abraham, there was one quote out of the couple hours I was there that what she said that really stuck out. I've been using this over and over and over again. We're not going to activate and use law of attraction to our biggest potential unless we can prefer to feel good over than being correct. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because when we tell our stories, we're being correct. We are relaying what's going on. We are relaying the facts, what happened, how we got here. But what you can see here is that if we choose to prefer to be right, tell the facts, then we are deprioritizing feeling good. So we are staying in problem energy, even if we're just relaying the truth of the matter, right? So what happens is that we need contrast. We need problems to help us have a new desire, to help get the manifestation process started. But unless we transition from problem energy to solution energy, we stay in the problem. How people normally stay in problem energy is they are examining the problem. They're trying to explain it. And in the explanation process of it, in the relaying the facts, we are staying in that emotion. And then, of course, we're manifesting the continuation of that problem. So, what do we need to do? We need to tell a new story, So here's 3 steps on how you can tell a new story. These are the steps. This is what I personally use to get going in law of attraction. So step number 1 is write down your current story. If you were out at a bar with somebody, your friend, getting a cup of coffee, and you were just going to get them up to speed on your life, that's your story. Whatever you would say, whatever you do say is your story, is your energy. So first, write that down. I don't know if it's just bullet points, cool. 3 bullet points, 5 bullet points, 2 long pages. It's all fine, but keep it simple. Maybe get your current story down somewhere between 4 and 10 bullet points. Number 2, take the opposite of each one of those things and define what you do want. Take the opposite. If you're saying, I'm stressed out at my job, take the opposite. Loving your job, right? Because what we want to do is we want to define where you're going. And we define where you want to go by understanding where you don't want to be. Number 3, now this is really, really important. Find a version in between the 2 that feels good and is believable to say. Because if you just start saying a story of, I have a wonderful job, I have a wonderful relationship, I have all the money in the world, you're going to have a little gremlin that activates that says, no, you don't. And if you have a gremlin, you have a little voice inside you that reacts to when you're doing energy work that says, I doubt it. This is going to be hard. I don't know if you can do it. That means you're jumping too far and now you're activating doubt, which is going to cancel out any of your work. So we don't want to do that. We want to find a version of the story between what you currently say and what you actually want that, remember, 2 criteria, feels good and is believable. So find a new story, rewrite it. What can you say? How can you say your current story in a slightly better way that you believe and that also feels good? So that is the most powerful. I use this all the time. I have had to use this in my business, in my personal life, to say, what is actually going on? Because when you're in problem energy, you don't really know what you want. What you want is the absence of your problems, but that's not really actually how you do it. And so what you have to do is transition. I've used this, man, so many times. So I might be really stressed out working on something for business, and then I realize, oh, I'm in this energy, and so I have to write down what's going on. Well, this person's doing this. I don't know how to deal with this. This is tricky. So then I take the opposite. What do I want? I want easy days. I want this to be resolved. I want everybody to be happy. And then that means I have to find something to say in the middle, which could be like, everybody means well. I don't know exactly what to do, but I'd like to figure it out. I'd like to figure it out. I'd like to figure it out. And that's better than saying, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. So this is just a tiny example of how you find something. Currently, you're saying, I don't know. What you want is everybody to be happy. And maybe what your new story sounds like is just something easy. It's not complicated. It's just something in the middle that feels good. Okay, everything's going to be fine, and I want everybody to be happy, and everything's going to work out. I know everything's working out. I know everything's working out. And as I activate that, as I add that into my language, I'm going to be manifesting everything working out. If I want to be addicted to saying, this is tricky, I don't know, then I'm going to manifest the continuation of it being tricky and not knowing. So that's the first power move today, right? That's the first fresh technique, new way. Write down your current story, take the opposite, define what you want. Number 3, find a version in the middle that is believable and feels good. Let's move on to tip number 2, quote number 2 from Abraham, which is activate appreciation deeply. Here's the quote. Appreciation and self-love are the most important tools that you could ever nurture. Appreciation of others and the appreciation of yourself is the closest vibrational match to your source energy of anything that we've ever witnessed in the universe. So appreciation is the juice. Appreciation is like some of the most pure vibrational energy we can have. And so what I like to do, the tool that I like to wrap in, you probably know this. You've heard this. You're like, Aaliyah, I could say this to you. Obviously, appreciation is good. But let's talk about a little bit deeper. Why is a vibration of appreciation so pure? Appreciation is love. And who we are beings who love. That's it. You're trying to figure out who you are. You're not sure who you are. I can tell you who you are. You are a lover. You are somebody who feels really good when you are emitting love and feels really bad when love is cut off. We are beings of love. And so appreciation is like the focusing of love for things. And so when we are loving, we are being who we really are, and we feel great. And then we manifest more and more things that match us right there. That's when everything becomes really, really easy. So appreciating what we have already is a crazy, crazy, crazy powerful tool to activate appreciation, activate love, activate the purest version of our internal being. And so activating appreciation is your next power move here. So how do we like to do that? How do I like to do this? I love to do appreciation rampages. You've heard Abraham rampage. You can rampage. I can rampage, because all it is sitting wherever you are and deciding that you are going to love and appreciate everything you see. So I could be sitting in my office. You can be sitting in your car, in your office, in your living room, in your kitchen. Doesn't really matter. And decide to sit back and appreciate everything. It could look like, I appreciate my chair. I appreciate my little golden elephants that I have on the wall that I'm looking at. I appreciate my big windows. I appreciate my meditation mat. I appreciate my blanket. I appreciate being cozy. I appreciate being able to turn up the heat to whatever temperature, or the AC to whatever temperature. I appreciate my cup of coffee. I appreciate my tea. I appreciate my breakfast. I love knowing that I can go outside. I love knowing that I can breathe fresh air. I love knowing that I can reach out to people I love. I love knowing that I can practice my path. I can practice my energy work. I love knowing that I have all the answers I need. I love knowing that I can go to YouTube when I want some inspiration or to get some good vibes somewhere. I love knowing that there's so many people on this path with me. I love knowing that I can drive around and I can smile at everybody. I love knowing that I can love every tree, and I love knowing that I can love every rock and flower and snowman that I see driving around because it's winter right now. And so appreciation isn't necessarily just opening your journal in the morning and then writing down 3 things you appreciate. Appreciation is taking a couple minutes to activate the actual feeling of appreciation. Being conceptually aware of what you appreciate is not the same as sitting there being like, wow, I just love my cozy home. I just really appreciate that my car is safe. I just really love that I can reach out to people I know. I really love that I can be alone. I love that I can choose to go out. I love that I can choose to stay in. I love to know I can choose to shower or to not shower and put on sweatpants, right? Whatever it is, we can appreciate everything. And you might say, well, of course I like these things, but that's different than using them as an excuse, as an anchor to juice up the real feeling of appreciation, which is the feeling of love, which is matching our inner being. And when we match our inner being is when we can start manifesting absolutely anything. A little pro tip here is that when you get these vibes up and when all of a sudden you are feeling really good because you've been rampaging appreciation, trust yourself here. If you're down here in a bad mood, trust nothing you think of, because anything you're thinking of matches down here. You do the energy work, you do the rampaging, you exercise love and appreciation. Now you're feeling really good. Anything you think of up here, you can trust. You can trust it. I don't question any of my ideas that I have when I'm up here. I question everything I think of when I'm down here. So absolutely, activating appreciation deeply is a crazy good power move to get the juices rolling so you can manifest things intentionally and positively. So the third tip here, some of you are not going to like this one, but I'm gonna hopefully dissect it to the point where you might hear me for a second, because I'm going to have a fresh take on this for you. Tip number 3, meditation is powerful. So I know some of you are going to immediately say, I can't meditate. It doesn't work for me. Just stick with me here, because I hear you. I am you too. So follow with me here. Here's the quote. Meditation is a powerful tool. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would meditate on a regular basis for the sweet relief of a quiet mind. I know you don't like that part. There is no better way of stopping the momentum of something unwanted and to allow the momentum of something wanted than to meditate, other than getting a full night's sleep. So Abraham over and over and over and over again is just saying, listen, the number one thing we would do is just set the timer for 15 minutes a day and chill out, right? And listen to the air conditioner, listen to your music, listen to whatever. So here's the deal. Here's what I know some of you are thinking when I say meditate. I know you're saying, I can't meditate. I tried. My mind does not stop. I just can't not think anything. So I don't meditate because it doesn't work for me. So I have some good news for you, because certainly in this quote, it sounds like the definition of meditating is quieting the mind. If you're able to do that, fantastic. If you're able to practice doing that without getting frustrated at yourself, fantastic. But what did we see here? What did the quote actually say? The sweet relief, right? So what we're trying to get relief of is our crazy mind. The mind that you're saying that you can't stop because you can't meditate because it's so wild. And then they're saying, well, meditate so you can stop it. And you're saying, I can't stop it. So here's the thing, is that you can get relief from your wild mind by trying to achieve no thoughts, or, listen to me here, or rampaging good thoughts. Because as we know, the undercurrent of the entire world, the entire universe is good vibes. We know that the energy is flowing and it is our natural ability. It's our natural way to go with those good vibes. So the only thing that keeps us away from that momentum, from manifesting things really easily, is resistance, which comes in the form of stories that don't serve us, emotions that don't serve us. So if we're trying to get relief from these stories if we're trying to get relief from the mind that is doing things that result in yucky emotions that keep us away, then we're just trying to get relief from that monkey mind of things that don't serve us. So yes, if we can meditate and chill out and just kind of like go to la la land while listening to some music, that is awesome, and that will get you your relief. But you can also get relief by intentionally choosing to think positive thoughts, to think new positive things. So this is where we are going to loop in the last tip, which was the rampaging of appreciation. And I'm going to fold that into this tip, which says that if you sit down and rampage yummy, juicy things that you appreciate for 15 minutes, that counts as your meditation. Because all we're trying to get relief from is resistant thoughts. And we can do it by doing no thoughts or by doing positive thoughts. So write out a rampage, or just rampage for 15 minutes, and that's your meditation. Because in the rampaging, we're just going on. So you could just say, you could be sitting on a park bench. There could be some lady on the other side of the pathway wearing crazy purple shoes, and you could just say in your mind, I like her shoes. I like her purple shoes. I like her purple shoes. I like her purple shoes. And if you just sat there and said, I like her purple shoes over and over again for 15 minutes, that would count as a meditation, because for that 15 minutes, you actually had the relief from the thoughts and the emotions that typically that are negatively charged. So we can go, again, meditate and try to achieve no thoughts. That doesn't happen often for me. I can usually achieve a minute or two, but not 15 minutes. So if I'm going to sit down for 15 minutes and meditate, I'm normally proactively, intentionally activating the rampaging of any number of subjects that will just keep my mind busy, which will give me that relief for 15 minutes from all the normal stuff. So that was probably the freshest tip today. So go for it. Take tip number 2, roll it into tip number 3, take your rampages, meditate on them, do your story work. And I don't know what to say, you guys. This is like the juiciest, most powerful meditation stuff. So this is going to work for you. Start folding it in. I know you're doing it already, because here you are. You're watching the video. You're on the path. You're probably doing many other things. So this is your validation that you are in the right spot. You're doing really, really good work. And this is going to take you to the next level, because I know you want the big juicy stuff, and it's all yours. Everybody can have the big juicy stuff. So if you haven't liked the channel yet, please, or like the video, subscribe to the channel. I think there's even a little bell next to the subscribe button, and then you'll get an alert when I post the video once a week. And we're going to hang out. We're going to get really good at this stuff together. We're going to take it to the next level, fine-tune, constant reminders of what we already know. I know you guys know a lot of this stuff. It's not new, but even for me, it's not new, but I love the fresh injections of reminders all the time. It's how we stay on the leading edge of all this stuff. So I am going to post another really good video down there for you. It's going to be a link to me explaining the short process of rewriting stories and doing positive aspects. So check out that link down there. Go to the next video, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one, and stick with me, and I will have fun with you later. Bye.